Hey YouTube, what is up? How is everybody doing today? I hope your days are going good, and your lives are going even better than that. We are going to be jumping into the band known as Fleshgod Apocalypse with a song known as Sugar from their latest album, Veleno, or however you pronounce it in Italian. Anyway, this is a request from Redfield Universe. This is a pure live stream reaction, so you'll see no edit in this video. This is just going to be straight me listening to some music and fucking reacting to it and breaking it down to the best of my ability. So, scary? Yes. Doable? Definitely. Let's go into the show. Is it low-key disgusting? I can imagine, mate. A lot of pet death or death metal in general. Okay, sick. Let us pause it right there. So, like, the last Fleshgod Apocalypse song that I actually heard was from their King album. Like, I love all their first two. I love Oracles, Agony, and Labyrinth. Sorry if you're looking over there, that's where my second screen is with title on it. So, it's just one of those bands that I adored for a long time, but when I heard the King album, it kind of put me off them. But this sounds like they're going back. They're still like making their sound a little bit different, but they're still going back into it. They're still like changing it around a bit, you know what I mean? Like improving, evolving, as you were, or if you will, because they started off completely at death, like at least within the Agony album, which is my favourite personally by them. So interesting. Let's jump straight into the lyrics. Oh man, okay, push the sugar will kill we pain. The sugar, I'm guessing the sugar means heroin, just so we're clear. Sate your frustration, quench your sick desire, sweeten your pain with fairy dust. Isn't fairy dust like an acronym or like a fucking term for heroin or something like that, if I'm remembering rightly? As desperation melts down this toxic powder. Yeah, it's all about drugs, it's all about melting down drugs into your system. On that spoon you set your life on fire. It could be like heroin, yeah, it's definitely heroin because obviously, like if you've ever watched any movie, ever, like, it's going to be one of those things, and it like just it's just gonna be, it's just one of those things where you see there's like light it up under like a spoon or some bullshit. So we'll see. YouTube is trying to stop my stream, by the way, you know, for doing this song, like, because I didn't pause it in like a minute or something like that. So hopefully we don't get shut down because of Fleshgod Apocalypse. Oh shit, man. Sense of shame to forget, far astray you'll wander, isolated and regret, narcotize your existence, as in like, and basically you have so much shame within your mind, within everything that you're doing, that it's going to, that like you just going towards that injection, towards that needle, towards everything else in order to make your life better, to try to improve it, to try to get through life in general. And yeah, that's basically what the song is about thus far. Oh no, wait, I'm gonna do the porters regardless, man. It's just like, the YouTube itself, you know, because I'm playing Fleshgod, it recognises the copyright. It's like, we're going to stop your stream if we hit too much copyright. So I'm going to have to, like, speak for a bit longer, or just do a few more pauses in between and stuff like that. But still, let's keep going. Which I'm gonna have to pause this like a fair bit more than I anticipated just because of fucking YouTube. Like, have you seen the shit? Like, hold on. Let me show it to you. Warning, heads up, we've detected copyright audio and video on your stream. Like, fucking bullshit, mate. I'm literally pausing it every so often, man, so fuck it. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting video to come out when it does come out. What's the, where did we get to? It's self-destruction, it's suicide. These wicked voices bewitch you, so it's self-destruction, it's the drugs themselves, you wanting to do them, you needing them in your life, it's all pure self-destruction, it's all suicide. These wicked voices will bewitch you, these voices that tell you to take these drugs to inject yourself with them, but you were too young to die, to speak to your torment, and listen to your soul, and we are the temple of strength, and we must soldier on, as in, you need to listen to your soul to say, don't do this, you're destroying yourself, you're destroying your friends, family, whatever, just to get these drugs into your system, just to get them injected or sniffed or whatever the fuck you want. So I guess in this situation it's injected, isn't it? But still. And then into the chorus we go, man, with push, push, push. I want to see push. The hunter has become the prey. The master's turned into a slave. So the push, like, it literally means, oh, let me get OBS so I can see it on here. Like, push, push, push. Like, the needle, literally, like, I want to see push. This hunter has become the prey of this, like, person who was, like, completely able to do whatever the fuck they want, is now a slave towards these drugs, towards these substances, towards everything else, and it's just kind of going that way. Your mother's cry, your father's prayers, they just mean nothing. So like I was saying, it's all about harming your family, harming everything else that they're on about, and just literally fucking up a lot of your life and fucking up a lot of what you're doing in order to keep those drugs enough, to keep those things in your life that you don't actually need. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people have to go through. It's what a lot of people do within their lives. It's just so fucked up, and so ridiculous that so many people have to rely on these things just to get through their jobs or their day-to-day lives or any of that crazy shit. It's just really sad to me that people have to really go through it, that people just, like, can't handle life. Like, for me personally, I've lived in chronic pain my entire life, so, like, I've never gone to drugs, and, like, I could have done lots of times. Like, I could have gone to alcohol, like, for all of my life and just tried to use that to numb the pain and shit like that, but I chose to try to be stronger than that. Because that's what you kind of have to do to kind of get through shit, don't you, so. Either way, let's keep going. Let's hope YouTube doesn't ban my stream for whatever reason, so let's keep going. That is such a sick Howard, man, but I'm sorry, it's just YouTube fucking this up for me at the moment, so. I'm gonna have to pause and analyze this way more than I actually normally would, but still, where did we get to? Yeah, let's keep going, man, let's just dive into next. The dude's vocals are amazing, but, like, they're not as good as the older Fleshgod, personally, like, his vocals are much stronger back then. I guess they've gone away from tech death and gone more into symphonic death. Or I would say melodeath, maybe, like, you know, like with like a lot of symphonic elements built into it, kind of like what Shadow of Intent have done. They went from deathcore into death metal with symphonic built into it, and it's interesting. It's kind of like what Will was talking about in Lorna Shore, where he was talking about making a deathcore band but with melody. Like, it's just like one of those things, isn't it? Where did we get to? Right here. Push and pump this venom through the veins into your bleeding heart. Push and put an end to all this pain with this final act. Push. So literally push and pump this venom that you've like melted down on a spoon into your veins and into your bleeding heart. Bleeding as in not literal. It could mean literal, but it means bleeding from being broken or not being able to live through your life, not being able to handle life itself, and your heart is literally bleeding because of it. To push and put an end to all this pain with this fun act, to overdose yourself to get to that point where you overdose and where you end your life completely, where the drugs finally win and you just die because of it. It's just one of those things that is just so fucked up, but happens to so many people almost on a daily basis, or definitely on a daily basis because of all the crime syndicates and drug dealers and everything on the street. That's how a lot of people make money nowadays on it. So it's one of those things that honestly needs to be regulated over banned, because it's just kind of, it's not going to be able to be stopped otherwise. Orgasmic rapture, down in a hole. Yes, yeah. Orgasmic rapture, down in a hole. The needle bleeds, the pleasure grows. Internal fracture, denial of your soul. As in, an orgasmic rapture, like a rapture is a religious term, I believe. Like down in a hole, like in a hole, literally in your own mind, like going down into that point where only the drugs matter. The needle bleeds. As in the needle, that's like a metaphor for like the needle bleeds, like because the needle obviously lets things out of it, so it's literally like pushing out lots of the heroin itself and pushing it into the body and just all that kind of thing. So it's literally bleeding, and that's where the pleasure grows from. Like an internal fracture. The internal fracture is the denial of your soul, which is kind of self-explanatory, as your blood freezes your body, as in your blood itself, because you're pumping that shit throughout your bloodstream. It's freezing the rest of your body, only your mind is becoming euphoric, and everything else is starting to fuck up because of it. And all that shit. Either way, man, let's keep going into this. Is such a deep fucking song. I never expected this kind of like amazing lyricism from like newer Fleshgod, but I'm enjoying it. It's very cool. Let's keep so pretty. Looks like a guitar, like sure. Whoa. Sick. I managed to get through the fucking video without my live stream being cancelled. How sick is it? Cool, let's go with that as a picture. That should be a pretty nice background for what we're talking about. Okay, so what Retro has been talking about. I couldn't imagine doing drugs. The only drug I take is probably ibuprofen. I only take prescription drugs for other personal issues that require it. The new vocalist is actually the drummer for the albums you like, Francesco Pawali. I can't pronounce his name for the life of me. He had to switch instruments once again. Oh, okay, makes sense. So, like they kind of, so he went from drums to vocals, is what you're saying. Okay, and he probably does all the drums on. He probably has such a choice over the drums and stuff like that. So that's interesting. I'm guessing they had a band member switch around. That's what I'm assuming is by what you're saying. Like I'm the same way. I don't really take drugs. Like even though I live with cerebral palsy, I don't take drugs. I don't take sleeping pills because I can barely sleep. I don't take any of that bullshit as I don't really want, need, or even think about it. As I've just learned to live with it. Like I just came from the gym before I did the stream and I just had like a huge squat session. So I'm just kind of like training my body to kind of live with itself rather than trying to fight it with something else that isn't really needed, if that makes sense. So yeah, man, the song was awesome. Like it's just one of those sick things that like you see. And like, because I hate the fucking King album, like I despise that album, but it just kind of put me off the newer Fleshgod, but this was awesome. This has such good quality to it, it has such good playstyle, instrumentation. The vocals were good. They weren't as strong as I remember, but they were still decent, if you know what I mean. So, fuck it, man. Why the fuck not? Like, definitely gonna have to check out more of this album, and hopefully not on a live stream. So I'm not gonna risk up getting any kind of copyright bullshit try to happen and cancel my stream. So yeah, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was epic. I'm glad that Fleshgod are coming back into their proper form, in their proper styles. Have a wonderful day, evening, or nights, and I will catch you guys in the very next video. Until then, take it easy.